What's going on, guys? T-Tizzle here, bringing you another YouTube video today. In this video, I'm going to be ranking the ARs in Vanguard from worst to best and what I believe to be the best attachment, so you can go ahead and give these classes a go yourself. I have all of my ARs up to rank 70 and have over 1,000 kills with each AR, so I finally feel comfortable making this video. With this being Vanguard Double XP weekend, make sure to hop online and grind these weapons out, and I hope this video helps when determining which gun you're going to use and what attachments to use with it. So coming in last place for me would be the bar. I truly believe the bar is the absolute worst assault rifle to use in Vanguard. This is just because of how slow and unforgiving this gun is. If you miss your first shot or two and you're going against a skilled player with a high fire rate gun, you're going to lose that gunfight 10 out of 10 times, and me being an aggressive in-your-face type player makes this gun borderline unusable for me. If you're more of a post-up assault rifle player who would rather sit back and pick people off spawn or hold down spawns for your team, the bar would be a good gun to choose, but for myself, I personally do not like it. But these here are the best attachments that I think I found to use on this weapon. For the muzzle, I have the recoil booster. This is just because you want to get that fire rate up. Next, you're going to see the CGC 27-inch 2B. I have this because, like I said, this is going to be a more post-up type of AR, so you want to get the barrel that's going to give you the most damage at range and better accuracy. The optic is kind of dependent on the player. You're going to see me use slate reflector on every single gun that I use an optic on, just because I feel more comfortable with that one. Next, for the stock, you're going to see the pistol grip custom. This is again to help with your accuracy to hit those shots at range. Proficiency is going to be hard scope. This again is going to help your accuracy and recoil whenever you're sustained in ADS, which basically means while you're aiming down sight, you're going to have better accuracy. Kit can kind of be whatever you want to use. Personally, you're probably going to see me use fully loaded on all of my classes. I hate running out of ammo and having to rely on someone else's weapon. I don't use scavenger because for my perk 3 I'm usually using lightweight so I can get from point A to point B quicker because I'm an objective type player. For the rear grip, you're going to see me throw on the fabric grip. This is going to give you better aim down sight time, sprint to fire speed, and hip fire recoil recovery. For the magazine, I'm picking the 50 BMG 30 round mag. This is going to give you better damage, better bullet penetration and bullet velocity and range, which means you're going to be dealing a lot more damage on your enemies and you're going to be able to hit those shots a little bit easier at range. Ammo type, you're going to see me use lengthened. A lot of people are probably going to use incendiary, but I prefer to lean away from using those cheesy things. So lengthened will give you a better bullet velocity, which just means your shots are going to be more accurate at longer range. And finally, the M3 Ready Grip, just to help with that aim down sight time in the event that you do have to challenge somebody up close. But like I said, the bar is probably my least favorite gun, but these are the best attachments that I found to use for myself. So coming second to last would be the NZ41. I have the same complaints about the NZ41 as I do about the bar. The NZ41 is more of a post-up and play spawns type of AR rather than an aggressive in-your-face type. But this gun slightly edges the bar due to its increased fire rate and mobility speed. The gun falls off a bit when you're discussing accuracy and recoil control because this gun will kick to the moon if you do not have the right attachments on it, which made it a little frustrating to use and level up. But once you get the build right, this is a viable gun to use as a post-up AR type of player. I like to prioritize speed and accuracy for my attachments on this gun because the firepower is already there, and these so far are the best attachments I've found for this weapon. First thing first, you're going to see the recoil booster for the same reason as the bar. I just want to increase that fire rate a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the Orb Weaver 360 MMBC. This is always a decent barrel when you see highly accurate and controllable. It almost makes every AR a straight laser, so I'm going to throw it on here for it being a post-up AR. Pick whatever optic you want. I'm going to use slate reflector on everything. I like the Orb Weaver E-Pack. This is just going to give you better recoil and accuracy and flinch resistance. That's going to help you in your gunfights along with hitting shots at range due to less recoil. For the proficiency, I'm liking brace because that means your first few shots that you take at somebody, those are going to more or less be completely accurate, and that's always ideal. You want to hit those first few shots and get your enemy weak. For the kit, you're again going to see me use fully loaded. I like to use a fabric grip again. This is going to help with aim down sight time, sprint to fire speed, so whenever you get in those gunfights, you're to get your gun up quicker than your opponent and hopefully get those first few shots off to win the gunfight. I'm liking the 6.5 mm. This is again, you're going to see it got to give you a lot better recoil control and accuracy along with increasing the fire rate and movement speed, which is what makes this gun a little bit better for me personally because I can be a more aggressive type player with it. I'm again using lengthened. And then the M3 Ready Grip again to help with those up-close gunfights. And that's the class. So coming in 5th place will be the AS-44. I personally really enjoy this weapon and think this can be a viable option to use if you're an aggressive player. This gun is very forgiving due to its high rate of fire, so it's easy to recover in a gunfight if you're missing a few of your shots. This gun downfall is its recoil. Thankfully the gun has more of a vertical recoil, so it is very easy to manage by slightly pulling down on your aim. This will not be the best AR for beaming people across the map due to its recoil, but on small to mid-range size map this gun really can put in work. When building this gun, I like to focus on accuracy and recoil control more than anything. The speed is here for this gun, so there's no reason to try to increase mobility or fire rate. And so far, these are the best attachments I've found for this weapon. You're going to see me throw on the F8 stabilizer. That is going to be different from the past two ARs because we do not need to increase the fire rate using the recoil booster. The stabilizer is going to give you better damage range and accuracy. I'm putting on the ZAC 650mm Precision. This is again the highly accurate and controllable plus headshot damage, which means it's going to turn this gun into an absolute laser, and if you're hitting them in the head, it's going to kill them in like 2 to 3 shots, which is insane. Same thing goes for the optic. I'm throwing on the slate reflector. For the stock, I'm liking the ZAC 12A. This is to help with that recoil control. It's going to give you better horizontal recoil control and then aim down sight speed to help you win those gunfights up close. I'm going to go ahead and throw on momentum for this class just because this is a more aggressive type of play style. So if you are playing the objective like I do, you get a kill on the point, you get that increased movement speed to get off the point, reposition, and take on the next gunfight. I'm going to go ahead and throw on a fully loaded again. I have the fabric grip, which is going to help with your aim down sight time to help win those up close gunfights. I went ahead and threw on the 60 round mag just because I don't like to use these other ones. I think that's going to downfall the fire rate. You don't want the fire rate to go down on this weapon. And this one ups the fire rate, but you don't have the biggest magazine that you want. So with the high fire rate, I'd rather just have the 60 round mag. I'm again using lengthened and then the M3 ready grip again to help with winning those up close engagements. And that's the class. Coming in 4th place would be the Volk. This gun is incredibly similar to the AS-44 and they are neck to neck in terms of ranking on this list. The Volk is a very fast-paced AR that has a great mobility and fire rate, making it also a very forgiving gun if you miss your first couple of shots. I'm ranking this higher than the AS-44 just because I believe the recoil is much more manageable and I feel I am able to constantly beam people across the map where I am unable to do that with the AS-44. And I believe in mid to long range engagements with these guns head to head would be about a tie. It just comes down to which player has the better movement and who is hitting their shots. And I think these so far are the best attachments I have found for the Volk. So again, you're going to see me throw on the F8 stabilizer. We do not need that increase in fire rate because this gun already has an insane fire rate. We want to more or less focus on the accuracy and damage range. You're going to see me throw on the 428mm, which is, again, the highly accurate and damage range. It's going to help you beam people across the map and hit your shots at long range. Slate reflector is always for me. The SA converted just because this is a more aggressive type AR for myself. I want to have that sprint to fire speed and movement speed up because I'm going to be in people's faces running at them over and over and over, so I want to be able to get my gun up quicker than them. I'm actually liking sleight of hand for this one just because you want to be able to reload quickly and get to the next engagement as fast as you can. Fully loaded as always. Fabric grip, same thing. You want to be able to get your gun up quick. We're looking at the 60 round drum. This is the same reason at AS-44. I just feel like these other ammo types are taking away from the weapon itself, and I don't want to really mess with any of the attachments. I'd rather just have more ammo, which is the 60 round drum, and it helps out a lot. Lengthened, and then the M3 ready grip. And that's class setup. Coming in 3rd place is the ITRA Burst Assault Rifle. Now do not get me wrong, if I was ranking these weapons based on their base build and how they perform when you first unlock them, this gun would be last on the list. When you first unlock this gun, you can only have a 20 round clip, which is only 5 bursts, making it very unforgiving. The bursts fire very slow and there's a major delay before you can fire your next burst. Combine that with the crazy low mobility and enormous amount of recoil, this made the leveling up process incredibly rage-inducing. But once you get this gun leveled up and you can increase the magazine size, fire rate, and accuracy, this gun becomes an absolute powerhouse. You are able to beam people across the map and one-burst enemies from short to close range, giving this gun a crazy high time to kill. And so far, these are the best attachments I've found for this weapon. So you are going to see me go back to the recoil booster here. This is going to help with the fire rate between the burst. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the 140mm. This is, again, help with that fire rate just because those burst fire so slow. Slate reflector as always. I'm liking the BOTTI SSI Skeletal. This is going to help with getting your gun up quick in gunfights and challenging people. Vital because honestly Vital is just the most broken proficiency in the game. Any gun you can put Vital on, you want to put that on. If you don't know, you put Vital on a gun, it basically makes any shot from the waist up a headshot. So it's like a 2-shot kill from the waist up at any range, and it's honestly kind of broken. I'm going to go ahead and throw on fully loaded. Fabric grip, help me get my gun up quicker. I'm going to throw on the 32 round mag. That's going to give me an increased magazine size along with extra recoil control and fire rate, which was all my complaints. Lengthened and M3 ready grip. And that is what I believe the best class for the burst is. Coming in second, and it really hurts me to put this here because this is probably my favorite gun to use, but I'm not oblivious to the best gun and the AR in the game currently, so I have to rank this one second. It is going to be the Automation. I do not know what to say about this gun, and the only negative thing I can come up with is how terrible the iron sights are. But you are allowed 10 attachments in this game, so you're guaranteed a sight after you level the gun up once, so you can have a sight, so the iron sights really do not matter. This gun has a crazy high firepower, the best fire rate in the assault rifle category, and literally does not recoil at all once you get the right build. You are able to have a crazy high magazine size and can literally beam people across the map with no recoil. And with its crazy high fire rate, it makes this the most forgiving gun to use because even if you miss your first few shots, you can instantly recover and still win that gunfight. This is probably my favorite AR to use and the overall most satisfying gun to use, and the other attachments I found to be the best in the game. First things first, you're going to go ahead and see me throw on the recoil booster just because you want to give that fire rate a little bit more. It gives it an upper hand in the gunfights. You're going to see me put on the Impress 620mm Precision. It's going to make it highly accurate to make it beam at range. Aim down sight time's going to go up. Headshot damage plus damage range. Slate reflector, I'm going to put on the Express. This is going to help with my accuracy whenever I'm first firing to help me with those gunfights in the beginning. Aim down sight speed plus recoil recovery. I like to use Frenzy because I'm going to be a more aggressive type player with this, so after every single kill I get, my health regeneration is going to go a lot quicker. I'm going to use fully loaded as always. Fabric grip to help get my gun up in gunfights. The 75 round drum just because I don't want to mess with any of the base stats on this gun. I just want an extra magazine size. Lengthened and M3 ready grip. And that is the best class setup I have found for the Automation myself. And last but not least, I'm sure you all knew it was going to be first and probably the primary gun you died to in Vanguard. It has got to be the STG. This is overall the best assault rifle to use in Vanguard currently. This weapon has little to no recoil, good fire rate, and high firepower, making it versatile at all ranges, meaning you can use this as a post-up spawn type play, or you can be aggressive and gun people up close. Either way you use this gun, you are going to succeed due to how versatile this weapon is. So currently the STG is the best assault rifle and probably the best weapon in the game currently, and here are the attachments you should be using on it. First things first, I'm throwing on the F8 stabilizer. This is going to help with that recoil control and damage range. Next, I'm throwing on the VDD 760mm. This is going to be that highly accurate and controllable to help beam people at range, reduce scope sway and gun bob. That's whenever you're aiming down sight, you don't want your gun bobbing back and forth, and it's going to give you more damage range, help beam people across the map. If you want to, you can throw on the 620mm. It's going to give you that same recoil control plus headshot damage. But you can use either of these, but I prefer the 760mm. Slate reflector as always. I'm throwing on the VDD 34S weighted. Helps with aiming stability, give you better recoil control, accuracy, and then flinch resistance. Throwing on Vital again because this is absolutely broken. Fully loaded. Fabric grip's going to help get my gun up quicker in gunfights. I like to use the 30 round Russian mag. This is going to give more damage, bullet velocity, and bullet penetration, basically just increasing the firepower on the weapon. I've even seen people use the 45 round drum so it doesn't mess with the base case, or even put no magazine on here at all because they think it's fine how it is. So I prefer the 30 Russian short, but you guys can try whatever you want. Using LinkedIn as always, but the most common thing you're again going to see is Incinerary because it's literally broken. You can shoot somebody, hit 2 shots on them there to get around the corner and then burn to death. And then M3 ready grip as always, just to help in those up close engagements to get the gun up first and win that gunfight. And this is what I believe to be the best attachment on the STG. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and can make use of some of these classes for your gameplay while you're grinding the game. Keep in mind though, this list is totally my opinion, and what worked for me may not necessarily work for you, so please feel free to use the setups I listed before, but don't be afraid to try out new attachments and setups. And if you guys happen to find something better that you think I missed, please feel free to let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think so I can try it out myself. As always, if you guys enjoy the video, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Vanguard content. With that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one.